also know.
I'm Kaloy from the Archdiocesan Museum of Cebu. I'm addressing this to Dr. Ho. The name of your course at the University of San Carlos is, what's the name of the course again?
Certificate course in Cebuano Heritage Studies.
Certificate course in Cebuano Heritage. Okay, way back 2010, I enrolled, we enrolled together with this guy, Don Ben Chua. The name of the course was Professional Diploma in Heritage Conservation.
No, that's a different program, sir.
Oh, what's the difference? That's my
That
question.
one was offered. The Heritage Conservation is a program offered by the uh, Department of History and Cherish. I think Architect Melva, is that correct? Yes. So this one was originally offered. Our program was originally offered under the Department of History and the Cebuano Study Center joint program.
Joint
Yes.
program. Okay,
Yes,
because that was only for a trimester, our course. I think that was the first and the last.
Yes. Ours is also a trimester of 30 units. So it's no 10 uh 4 3 3 10 subjects. But there was a proposal also to have an additional one more semester, and then it can be ladderized to a master's program.
Okay.
But so far, we only graduated from the certificate course or the diploma in Cebuano Heritage.
Okay, but this one is focused on Cebuano heritage.
Yes, of course,
yeah,
because we can actually, when you look at it, although we should develop our own, no?
of course.
So our heritage program, but it does not mean to say that we only study that, because there's a lot to learn from other programs, especially like visits to World Heritage places. I actually tried to tweak the curriculum to develop one additional course that would include a visit to a World Heritage site
Sites.
and study how they do that. But we can also do that tomorrow. We have our visitor from Malaysia who is
Yeah.
going to talk about the experience of Think City. So we can alternatively do that. But it would also be better for us to get out and see how others have done it, because it's not necessarily copying, but let's look at best practices, sharing of best practices.
Yeah.
Thank you, Father Brian.
That's very good. I'll take this opportunity for the others to consider the program of the University of San Carlos. I took the program in 2010. That was 5 years before I retired from banking. And believe me, it's gonna very interesting. Heritage conservation. Thank you.
Thank you also. And actually, Sir Carlos Apuhin was also responsible for helping create the BPI Museum. Am I not? Yeah. And because of this, there's a lot around us. Sometimes you're just not conscious about it, but if we think about it, and uh, we can do so much. We can do so much. I already have this entire program. I'm just looking for a patron or a donor who can spend money. And I'm very happy with Vice Mayor Garcia, because the everything is moving. Mayor Rama is also into it. So everything, the heritage thing is like really moving forward. So let's all work for it, because we have so much to be proud of. Grabe, we have so much to be proud of. And if you want to learn more, come to the Cebuano Study Center.
Of
and
course,
enroll.
apil ko anang mo enroll, Doc, kung makakita ko kwarta. Pero anyway, I promised 3 questions pero naman giusan ni PM ni siya na ko sa Sir John. Mauwaw ko mo raise akong hand. So let's have a dear friend, si Christy. She's actually one of our mappers from the Cultural Mapping Program of the Cebu City Government. Nakano siya question, feel na ko ani controversial kay PM man.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Christy Marie Golchana, a graduate of Bachelor of Science and Architecture from University of San Carlos. And then I took up a preventive maintenance workshop sa Escuela Talier. So my question is, since there was a mention about parish museums, so ang question, I think for Father Brian Nesha, naa ba ay support from the Archdiocese or from the Archdiocesan Commission for the cultural heritage of the church in terms of preventive maintenance sa parish documents and other activities to help sustain the parish museums?
Salamat sa pangutana. Of course, as the pastoral arm of the Archdiocese of Cebu when it comes to the safeguarding and the promotion of church cultural heritage to the church, we're actually the coordinating body of all the activities, policies when it comes to cultural heritage. That includes the establishment of parish museums or ecclesiastical museums. That includes as well the technical support of the museums, and as well as the commission has the capacity to coordinate with non-church entities such as NGO, government, or funds. Makatabang sad ang commission ana. No? Actually, that's been our kind of experience before nga naka-download tag mga international funds for the purpose of museum or church museum establishment, or even downloading international funds for the restoration of particular heritage churches here in the Archdiocese of Cebu. Bali, we are the coordinating body when it comes to that.
Thank you, Father. Murag, sige ra bagtando ang mga taga San Nicolas diri, okay, murag nanisli plan magtukod og museum ra ba. So kanang coordinate mo sa ilahang body ni Father Brian for funds that you might need. But anyway, enough of all the chit-chat. It's time to give our plaques of recognition and appreciation to our speakers. Can we ask Dr. Clodoveo Luina Corda to hand out the plaques of appreciation to Miss Gabilondo, Dr. Hope Yu, and Father Brian Brigoli for being our speakers for this afternoon. And of course, after which we're going to have our last, certainly not the least speaker for this afternoon before we have our little program this evening, or early dinner, shall we say. So can we ask Dr. Louie to please come up on stage to be accompanied by Dr. Arsenio Pax Patanya, both commissioners of the Cultural and Historical Affairs Commission. Once again, we're going to give our 3 speakers a round of applause for sharing their insights and, of course, their best practices that we hope we could use as basis for our workshop tomorrow afternoon as we work on the Cebu City Heritage Charter. Right. Thank you very much, Ms. Gabilondo. Thank you very much, Dr. Yu and Father Brigoli. At this point, we shall now have our last speaker. And our last speaker, of course, is another familiar face. Kani, kanang, I know that everybody knows her.